Good day, great friends. Good day, good day, good day. Welcome, welcome, one and all. This is the Thursday evening version of this. A little bit later, no prior notice. We just did some stuff today. Mrs. L and I decided to go see the preview to show you how wacky. You want to know what we do? You want to know our wild, sick world is? Living in the bowels of New York City. You know what we did this afternoon? In the middle of the day, we saw the premiere of Toy Story 5. And it is an attempt to introduce how more of play and how there is a way to work, because you can't get rid of social media and the like, but to work together. We were in an IMAX. I got the IMAX. I pushed it by accident. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I thought it was a regular theater. We're up at the top. I mean, IMAX. And we're the cheapest ticket for kids, $25. And it was packed. And I don't mean packed. I mean a lot of people. I mean every seat. Kids, parents, this is going to be a hit like you can't believe. This is the IMAX. The regular theater didn't work for these kids, and it was packed. If you had a family of 3, 4, forget it. But it was so interesting, and believe it or not, great movie. And it's animated, yeah. So there is some good news. A couple of things are changing. People are kind of catching on. That's a good one. Also watching Candace today. By the way, tomorrow, Sabby Sabs. She'll be right here, my friends. But more importantly, what we saw and what Candace detailed today shows a level of corruption and the complete and the total collapse and implosion, for now, could all change tomorrow, of what was the Israel industrial complex. Not the military, but the Israel. Call it Zionism, call it AIPAC, call it whatever you want. I hope, and I don't think I'm doing it, I hope I'm able to convey to you how huge this is. I'm not just I'm not just saying. I've been watching all day today, and just blown away by how it has changed. If you would have told me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, JD Vance basically told Israel and Netanyahu to pound sand. What is happening? And the question now is Marco Rubio going to be? He's always been quiet, thinking that JD will fall. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to get you ready to go and focused on this, because this is huge. And Candace is at the top of her game. But before we begin, let me remind you, dear friends, that in the event of disaster, and you know when disaster might come? In the celebration of a basketball title, FIFA, some World Cup, something that's triggered, and another false flag. If you think I'm kidding, if you think I'm exaggerating, you're not paying attention. And the thing that you've got to have, if you don't want to do, stored food, fine. But you sure as hell better have a bug out bag. And where do you get one? Right here. When disaster hits, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall back on what you already prepared. Wildfires, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, blackouts, EMP and grid attacks, riots, disaster. Get it? And when the warning comes, there's no time to search for flashlights or bottled water or first aid supplies while your family waits at the door. That's why My Patriot Supply created the fully stocked bug out bag. You've got to get get this. It's a rugged, grab-and-go tactical backpack packed with 60 emergency essentials, including food, water, shelter, fire, starting tools, lighting, first aid, and more. Everything is already packed and ready right out of the box. Keep one in your car, your home, your RV, your office, your cabin, because the emergencies never make appointments. And right now, you can get $100 off plus free shipping for a limited time. So act now. There will be no special invitation in life. Disaster always comes unannounced. Get prepared now. Go to preparewithlionel.com. That's preparewithlionel.com and click the link today. My friends, one of the most interesting things for me is finding out how fascinating and interesting the world is, and to pay attention to how things are drastically changing. And in order to find out if they're drastically changing, you really got to keep an eye on what's happening. It's so interesting to hear Candace Owens talk about trafficking when my beloved wife from Lynn's Warriors has been doing this I don't even know how long, how many total years? How long is this? 8 years? I mean, but this, for the longest time, she was saying, you don't understand. You don't understand. People would, oh, come on, trafficking. That's elsewhere. And let me tell you something. What Candace talks about is very interesting. There may have been some Epstein, some model connections with Brunel. They found him, Epstein, in a cell somewhere. There might have been somebody who's going to Eastern European and other countries. That's true. There's been talk about Ukraine being a labor, kind of a surrogacy farms, where the big tickets, the big adoption countries are now Ukraine, because people like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed type. Oh, yeah. See, years ago, it used to be Russia. Then there was this concern. They had a problem with Putin, and then later on they talked about fetal alcohol syndrome and all these different thoughts. And anyway, so that went south. But Russian babies, again, kind of Eastern European, Slavic, Swedish, German, that kind of look was really good. Then it went to China. Then Chinese, just like Range Rovers all of a sudden, or a weird kind of dog. In the adoption world here in this country, if you've got a lot of money, you got to find out who's who and who's hot. And then it went from China, and then it went to Ukraine. The blonde hair, the blue eyes, the very Aryan type. Oh, yeah. And that's just part of it. Then labor trafficking. People even, there's something about it that I think slips under the radar, because people say, well, you're working. Nobody's, some of it may have nothing to do with any kind of a sexual, orientation at all, but it might be just coerced labor. So anyway, it's everywhere. And Candace is spot on. She's spot on. And I don't know how far, how much at all anybody's involved in anything. I can't take you there. I don't know. I can't tell you what Trump knows, what anybody knows. I can't. But it's so huge. It's the biggest thing you have ever. In a terrible analogy, I was watching one time, there was I think it was a German company where they process and fabricate pork. They do beef, but they do pigs in particular. And from the time a hog goes in there, virtually no human hands touch anything. It's all automated. Every square inch, every piece of skin, snout, oink, trotter, tails, ears, offal, cheeks, you name it. Every piece of that hog is processed, fabricated, used from skin to you name it. And then it's gone. Trafficking, human trafficking, child trafficking is the same, except that from zero to what? 0 to 6, 0 to, what's the new range? 0 to 2 years old. And when my wife tells people this, the first thing they do is say, "Ooh, I don't want to hear it." They can't imagine this. They can't imagine this. This has been going on forever. And as we speak, there's so much behind. I don't want to speak for her, but the political, you would. And what needs to be done more than anything else is to make sure that digital companies safeguard children by stopping digital predation. Okay. When you have a child, this child you can travel with. You don't have to, like with cocaine, you gotta go out to someplace, Bolivia, Colombia, wherever it is. You gotta go in the mountains. You gotta grow it. You gotta pay off all the cops. You gotta process it. You gotta put it together into bricks, package it, send it over, risk. It's still, when you're caught with it, there's no excuse. But with children, you can, I'm Father so-and-so. They're orphans. They're models. And normally with models, they're over the age of, they're adults. But what we're talking about is people that you can be moving back and forth. And you keep using them until either they age out or they die or their little bodies and souls just give up and give out. And there's another one. And the people who involve themselves in this are not PDF files, as we so cutely reference. These are people who are just criminals. This is the biggest thing. Listen to me. It is the biggest thing. And nobody is talking about this. And nobody wants Candace Owens or anybody to bring this shit up. The bravery of this woman, there is nobody alive who maybe in the past, Alex in his days, this guy, because he was the first, and they said, we got to just cut this off the past. Tucker, to a lesser degree, because his presentation is a little bit more, it's just different. He's too, how do I say this? It's a different presentation. Candace is basically taking these and just rubbing their face in it, just sticking her thumb in their eye, telling them, I'm not stopping. And they can't keep up with her anymore. They don't know what to do. TPUSA, the Colvettes and this one and that one, she's driving them crazy with this microphone stuff. And then you've got other people who are, and by the way, let me ask you something. I hope, and I don't know if this is true. But are other people kind of in our wheelhouse, the friends, is anybody turning on Candace? Yes, Candace just dropped a video. Thank you, Laura. That's what I'm talking to about. Thank you. Does anybody remember? Or does anybody notice? Is anybody not the usual suspects? Not Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer's just gone. Yes, follow Lynn's Warriors. Absolutely. You have no idea she's on right now. We're trying to watch Toy Story. It's like, hey, it's the best part. And she's outside talking to somebody in Washington. I'm not going to go into detail, but this thing never stops. Are you noticing this? Are other people? Because they're going to start turning on here internally. There are these people, these absolute, and I love to just go every day and just say, would you do us one of the favors? Good. No one has dissed her. Good. Okay. Because I'm reading some stuff because we have a team here that's really good with, and other people are trying to pit one against the other. I heard somebody was trying to say that Barron was mad, but this is bullshit. Because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Everybody's working a band. By the way, today, Walt Parazater died from Chicago. He was a sax player and flute, woodwind. 81. I love Chicago. Was my Beatles when I grew up. It's very, very sad to see this. But I don't know what that has to do with anything. I just want to tell you that, I guess. See, what they're doing is they're losing their minds. Laura Loomer, they're going to her and they're saying, Laura, you're not doing anything. What are we paying you for? What are we paying you for? You're doing nothing. You're coming across like a nut, like a lunatic. The only thing you do is try to get maybe some, I don't know, somebody, did you see him who, some Muslim, I'm not familiar with it. I saw his interview, but his name doesn't come to me. She's doing nothing. Ben Shapiro is so over, it's not even funny. And now the last one is, you're going to see, check out Drudge today. Fox is going to turn on Trump because basically Trump and J.D. Vance told everybody up to and including Bibi, let me see if I can phrase this, go fuck yourself. It's over. It's done. I'm through. I'm finished with you. Screw you. He actually said, listen to this. Trump said, I think it's a good idea. I think it's better to have the head of Al-Qaeda in Syria, a real head chopper, literally run the show versus Israel and the IDF. He's a lot more reasonable than you. Bibi doesn't know what to do. Did you see the picture today? Tell me. Did you see the picture of Bibi with the head of Mossad, and they're talking, and they had some document on the table or something, kind of pixelated out? What do you think that was for? Now I'm thinking to myself, and then Candace says something to the effect of, hey, Bibi, who are you going to assassinate now? Now, let me just tell you something. Stop. I'm not asking you to ask yourself whether you agree with it, whether you think it's a good idea. It is the biggest thing I never thought I would see this ever. Ever. I've been doing this for officially, where I'm being paid, I'm kind of like an official type. 38 years. It was so funny when I was on with Zach Costello, I started the year he was born. And in 38 years, you never even intimated that Israel was, oh my God. Trump has basically said, I've had it. You betrayed me. Then you're getting a whole bunch of people up and including in Israel who are ready to indict Bibi, and a lot of other people who are turning to not the usual suspects, I shouldn't say that, but the usual folks, AIPAC and others, and says, you completely bollocksed all of this up. Iran is more powerful now. Do you understand what I'm saying? since February the 28th, since we declared war, they declared war, whatever the war was, they control the Strait of Hormuz, which they kind of did before. Trump capitulated. They're going to get all of their money back. They're not being given any money. It's their money. And you're going to see a 25-year plan. Iran is going to be the biggest thing you've ever seen in your life. You just saw something I never thought I'd see. And at first they said, who's responsible for this? Who is it? Is it Trump? Is it Bibi? Look, you may not care about this. You might be kind of tangentially involved in this. There are some people who just want to talk about, they just want to say Zionism. Okay, what about it? I don't know. I just say Zionism. Well, what about Zionism? I don't know. Breaking Point is fantastic. Watch Sagar and Crystal Ball. Some of the best commentary I've ever heard. Judge Napolitano and Max Blumenthal, brilliant. I'm hearing things. I'm hearing things. I'm seeing things. I've never seen anything like this. Left and right are dissolving. Anna Kasparian sounds like a moderate. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Savvy Sabs. Sabrina. That's right. She's what? What? Left? I don't know anymore. I don't even know what that means. And after Trump goes, if the Democrats take over, it's over. This was their last chance. So in Israel, they're saying right now, who's responsible for this? And remember, Netanyahu is a moderate. He's a moderate. Do you understand? I keep asking, that sounds rude. He's a moderate. So here comes Candace. She's going for broke. She's going after everybody. She's now going after the connection between Epstein, theoretically, not Trump so much, but this circle and this slavery that's been going on forever. It's beyond. Every day there's another one. And they don't know what to do. And they come up with these idiots. And I start off my day with my coffee, just picking these kids. These guys. And it means somebody says, hey, old man. I said, hey, kid. Hey, Sonny. You're retarded. You don't even know what you're doing. You want to go after me? You don't even know the facts of the case. But seriously, do you think somebody imbued you with the ability to even involve yourself in some kind of a discourse discussing what's going on here? I'll eat you for lunch because first of all, you don't know what you talk about. You don't know anything about argumentation, nothing. And all they're doing with Candace is basically saying she's evil, she's terrible, she's crazy. Oh, for the love of God, that's it? This is the greatest thing in the world. These people are morons. This is the only thing they have. And there's some other dame, I don't know what her problem is. She got her panties in a wad for some reason. Because Candace may have changed her mind. Candace doesn't change her mind. It's not like she's trying to find out who killed Charlie. And if she's the only one talking about it. Somebody says, why does she want to get Tyler Robinson freed or acquitted? Because he didn't do it. What about this? Do not understand. And Candace is the vanguard. She's the vanguard. Don't forget, she'll be here on the 25th. No, 26th. Excuse me, 26th. June 26th. Right here. with yours truly. My friends, I've never seen anything as exciting as this right now. I've never seen. Never. Never. Because we have but this interesting coalition and this coalescing. Do you understand that? Just tell me you do. Tell me you do. Tell me you do. I have enjoyed this. I'm telling all my friends, it's like, this is the most important thing in the world. And then somebody said, why are you going after Erika? Honey, didn't Diddy's wife die? Okay, so Diddy is a widower. So we should stop going after Diddy. Somebody suggested this. Mary Todd Lincoln, who, by the way, was batshit crazy. She's not Larry Loomer level, but maybe. And people believe that she suffered from maybe the effects of syphilis that she got from Lincoln, who himself might have cast it on because he might have had it and was depressed. He was depressed because of but anyway. So not only was she a widow, she was batshit crazy. But they were going after her, saying you're spending too much money. They didn't care about that. Coretta Scott King, they went after her. Courtney Love, Jackie Kennedy, they went after her, and they said you're going to marry Onassis. She's a widow. Ethel Kennedy, the whole thing. It doesn't apply. Since when did this come about where you can't say anything? So I said, you don't understand what's going on here. Why are you like that with Erika Kirk? I said, Erika Kirk is the dumbass's dumb shit. It's like, not even, she's so, God, there's no other way to say it. She's so stupid. So stupid. She does things, says things. And these people who never realized that you just got caught. Do you see the security team with Charlie? They're carrying him off. It looks like it's a joke. I mean, it's a joke. It's incredible. I mean, I've never seen anything. And she's walking around. They don't know what to do with her. It's like, Erika, it's time to settle down. Oh, no. Livia gifted 10 memberships. You beautiful thing, you. Thank you so much. Is she great or what? God bless you. You are too much. And I mean that sincerely. Thank you. You are aces, young lady. I'll tell you, this is phenomenal. And wait till it gets worse. And there's nobody in Washington. What was the last time what did they investigate the last time? Anything? Cockeyed Cash is walking around. I don't know what he's doing. He hasn't investigated shit, other than the fact that he came after Candace for daring to file a FOIA request, okay? Dan Bongina, I don't know what this guy's about. I have no idea. He just likes to wear a lot of T-shirts with his name on it and just likes to scream and yell. He just quit. 9.5 months. He said, that's right, I'm done. He's out of there. Hexit, they're going to crucify this guy. There's one thing about Trump. Trump, they say his MO, he learned from Roy Cohn, is admit nothing, fight, and declare victory. And, that's really. Another one is blame somebody else. Never take the blame if you can blame somebody else. This is true. Blame them. And Hexit, they're going to nail him. Our good friend, Courtney Love and Mary Todd Lincoln, brilliant. It's true. That's true. Look at this. Somebody says, now I can watch Candace and Lionel. You better believe it, Tracy. She is, I don't care what anyone say, pound for pound, she is, I mean, they don't know what to do with her. Every day they're trying to find new ways to to mock her, to whatever it is. She doesn't care. She doesn't care at all. None. And Tucker's work is just, he has been so brilliant assessing what is happening regarding, let me tell you something. You have Judge Napolitano, Larry Johnson, Alistair Crook, Colonel McGregor, John Mearsheimer, the Pepe Escobar, go down the list. Aaron Monte, Max Blumenthal, just, I mean, it is, and I can't, I'm telling you, there's so many names. It is incredible. I never thought I'd see this. Our good friend says, did you see Erika Kirk answer the question about free market? She answered that she hopes people's groceries are blessed. No. It made me think of you. No. Are you kidding me? Rio seeks truth. Don't tell me thank you, by the way. Don't tell me she said free groceries. Don't tell me that. No. That can't be. No. You saw it? I'm not disputing you. This is the most important. Somebody says, what do I think of the Iran deal? Iran's bigger, better than ever. This is the best thing that ever happened. Iran says, thank you. After a war, we're bigger. We're going to be bigger. They're going to get all their money back. Their nuclear program, I got news for you. They didn't want a nuclear program. The JCPOA worked. But after this, the whole world is turned against them. And they're going to give Lebanon a pass too. And they're going to have the head of Al-Qaeda run it. Let me explain something to you. The cost of attacking. People think, do you remember when you were a kid? Boys, men, you might remember this. You got this bag of these little green soldiers. They had a little flat back, and you would go, when you take them and blow them up, and we would take firecrackers and tape them to the thing, pow, big bag of these green little men, with this. That's what people like Gomer Pyle, Lindsey Graham, and others think. That's what they think. Did you see John Podhoretz and the regular, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Because Trump is saying, and Hillary Clinton the other day said that Bill Clinton famously told, I forget who it was it might have been Bibi, but they said, listen, our planes are on the runway, we're going to take off, and Clinton said, good luck. You find them. See, everybody has this thing, this incredible, one of the greatest stories, and I think, and I mean this. See, when I say this, people think I speak realistically. What Israel does better than anybody is bullshit. For example, the Mossad. Now, the beeper thing, I don't know how they could do that. The tip of the spear, Gideon's sword, that operation after Black September or whatever it was, after the Olympics disaster, after that was just, they are incredible. Lengita says, that's why we should never have been involved in the first place. Happy for a ceasefire, and we look stupid. Absolutely. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Iran, Iraq, Libya. What are we doing? They think if you're not going to nuke them, don't even bother. Don't even bother. But Israel had this idea where Mossad, they could do anything. No, they can't. I mean, they'll do some pretty good things. Remember when they walked in, they got that guy from, I forget what he was. They moved into the hotel, and they walked in, and they got him inside. They went in, they went into his room. They overdosed him with some kind of drug, put a pillow over him, locked it, and said, "Do not disturb." Remember, then they walked around with a. One guy had a tennis racket, and they were. I mean, they're really good at that small operational stuff. They are great, unbelievable. But that's it. That's it. And how they did the pagers. You know, not everybody was killed. They weren't 100%. It was very, very dangerous, especially. But anyway, so we said, well, go ahead and do it. No, but we need your help. Wow, that's a different story. They don't have anything. Their army, the IDF, this is conscription. Not only that, the last time I checked, the Orthodox Jews over this said, we're not gonna fight in the army. What are you talking about? It's when you involve yourself in war. See, this is the thing that I always tell people. Really think about ever having a gun. Think about this. I'm telling you the truth. Think about it. Think about it. People say, do you want a gun in New York City? No. Absolutely not. First of all, when you're going to use it in this city? You're going to fire it at somebody? Maybe. You're gonna maybe have it taken away from you? I mean, are you serious? There are people who say, oh, you know, I know people who were ex-cops. It's like, look, thank you for that. That's good. Maybe you have to do this. But let me give you an example. When you take out think of my lint brush here. Think of this as a weapon. When I pull this out, I've just escalated it to a brand new level. So that if you've got a gun, you're going to use it, I'm going to use it. And once I pull it out, I better use it. I'm not going to threaten you. You don't pull a gun out just to brandish it. You pull a gun out to use it. You don't threaten people with it. All right, get back up. Sounds great, whatever. Can you really do it? Can you really shoot somebody and empty a magazine? Empty, a magazine? Are you kidding me? Are you able to do that? Or all rounds in the cylinder? I had a friend of mine would tell me in the family, goes, well, I'm going to get a shotgun. A shotgun? I said, can you kill somebody with that? Oh, I said, well, then don't bother. Don't do it. So when you begin war, we're going to go in and we're going to say, okay, let's go into a place that has 90, it's the size of like New Jersey. I don't know everything's the size of New Jersey. You notice that? It's like every exotic food tastes like chicken. You notice that? Armadillo, chicken. So where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? How do you think? You're not going to start a war with air power only. You can't do it. You need infantry, boots on the ground. You got to clean this thing up. You just can't. They just don't give up. You just don't drop bombs on people. Plus, you got to get them there. And you got to get fly over. And if you want to send your aircraft carriers, they know where you're coming. Here you go. So when are you going? What's the temperature like? What are the people? Is this jungle? Is this urban? Is this desert? Is this island? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it wet? Is it raining? We went to Vietnam. Everybody in Vietnam, when they got off of the plane for the first time, they said the heat hit them. They said, and it smelled like shit. Pardon my French. They said Vietnam, they said it was the most horrible smell. The perfume river, I don't know where they got that from. They said, what the hell is this? I mean, they never felt heat like this. Never felt it. And the mosquitoes, and this is the jungle. And the monsoons, and oh my God. They never saw the enemy. They never saw. Some people said, I never saw them. I saw what they did, And they said, oh, we've got to fight them. Can you beat them? We're the United States of America. What do you want to do with Iran? What do you think they are? These are, I think sometimes, Soleimani, how they think that, well, he's got a beard and he doesn't look like our generals. These people have been fighting all their lives. You think Pete Hegseth knows what he's doing? Do you think so? They've been fighting their whole lives. And they have ways of... And Hezbollah, I don't even know how many missiles they have. They can just sit there and say, okay, get ready. You can't do this. You can't. It takes what? How many, not Patriot missiles, but not Scuds, but, Iron Dome my ass. What are you talking about? But no, people like, our good friend, your Gomer Pyle, Lindsey Graham, we're going to go to war. Do you know what you're doing? And when you land there, where are you going? Remember when they were talking about going and picking up the uranium with a backhoe and a bulldozer and stealing it? It's like, what are you talking about? And then you start seeing Americans killed. You want that? I don't know. They're like... There are some wars, it's like, we can't go to war with them. Why? We can't. Unless you just want to be like Stalin and throw thousands of Americans, like a wave of humanity. You want to have 1 million troops going after them? Yeah, sure, go ahead. You want to do that? Go ahead. Now, in the event we need any of the weapons, how much have we given or sold, if you will, to Israel? All those weapons, do we have those? Are they available to us? No. The boutique weapons? No. No. And the rest of the world is looking at us like China saying, take note of this. This is the way they are. This is the way they are. They talk a big game. And the one who's laughing his ass off is Putin. Laughing his ass off. Putin is saying, what do you want? What is your... But by the way, believe it or not, in Russia, it's been reported that people have been saying, come on, let's go, let's get him. He says, go get what? What am I waiting for? I'm not going to send my men in like a meat grinder. Now, in Ukraine, they're kidnapping 40-year-old men. I've got a friend, and I'm not going to tell you anymore, but he sent a picture of this. Somebody sent him on a cell phone. And there's a guy, and it's like his son. The guy's like 50-some years old, and they basically kidnapped him to be in the Ukrainian army. I mean, it's brutal. And Putin's saying, what do you want me to do? What's my hurry? I don't care. Let them just... Now, granted, they'll lose something, and, whatever. I don't... What do you think's going to happen? We're going to, like, kill them? They're going to give up? And here's the question. And, by the way, Lengitis, or Lenguitis, I like this. That's the inflation or an inflammation of the leng. Who replaces the guy? We go in and we do a decapitation. Who replaces them? Who's coming in next? Who? What do you call this guy? What do you call this guy? Who is he? Anybody know? Do you know what this guy's called? Who replaces him? Do you remember this feller named Muammar Gaddafi? They loved him. And Muammar Gaddafi was going to make Libya arable. He was going to pump $25 billion into the Nubian sandstone aquifer, and this was the biggest freshwater aquifer on the planet, because he realized the next battle is going to be, in essence, hydro-imperialism, hydrology. That's really what they wanted. What do you think the Tigris in the Iraq? Why is that so important? The Tigris in the Euphrates, the Fertile Crescent, is where the Garden of Eden was, supposedly. Right there. Why are the Golan Heights so important? Water. You can go off the gold standard, but you can't get off the water standard. Let me tell you what's also going to be the biggest bunch of bullshit. Bitcoin. Wait until one day people are saying, I don't like this anymore. See, Bitcoin, I got to tell you, I'm not saying how it works. It works fine. But Bitcoin, like anything else, depends upon whether you want it or not. So if you say, I don't want this anymore, I'm going to sell it. I'll take my million. I'm a millionaire. I'll sell my Bitcoin now. I'm gonna get out of it. And all of a sudden people say, whoa, 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 hey, what are they doing? You think it's one of those things where you're gonna see a cacophony of the world. Also, wait till you see the world turn on AI and how Peter Thiel is a nut. His super secret, kind of his own Bilderberg. Do you hear what the guy from Anthropic said about the Iranian girls who were killed? Oh, well, these are the most fucked up people. These weird Sam Altman, these weird spectrum dudes who walk around. Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, Elon Musk. He's batshit crazy too. All of these people. Have you seen this guy? What's his name? Carpet. This is Palantir's buddy. What's his name? The guy with the hair. It looks like they went. Did you ever see Larry David before? It looks somebody like grabbed his hair, pulled out huge chunks of it. It looks crazy. Nuts. This is Palantir. All these people. Every single one of them. And I'm telling you, I'm going to go back and tell you, there's going to be a revolt when when Toy Story, and they're talking about playing, and that weird Tom Hanks. I don't know about you, but there's something wrong with that Tom Hanks. You know, we've heard hearing stuff about Tom Hanks. I don't know what it is exactly. We've been hearing some Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is in there. There is going to be a revolution. There is a revolution coming. Let me go back to Israel again. It's not so much. It'd be like if the same thing happened to France or Macron or Spain or Erdogan, but they're going to look at Bibi and they're going to say, "What happened? How did you do this?" And they're going to say, Trump did it. They go, no, Trump didn't do anything. You did this. What did you want? Because he wanted the greater Israel. He wanted everything. And he realized once the music stops, this is musical chairs. Once the music stops, and there's no chairs there, he's done. They're going to indict his ass. Ask Ehud Olmert about that. They don't play around. In our country, we don't do anything. Nothing. Remember Jim Jordan, that sack of shit, hot air, windbag? Remember him? What did he ever do? Nothing. There's this guy, Joe Pag. I'm Joe Pag. Oh, and he comes, he's going after Candace. I don't know. This guy's all voice. Well, there's a way to get Fauci. How? He's got to, well, there may not be federal charges. Well, what are they then? Well, there's state charges. You're kidding, right? This is where we are. The state of conservative talk is so over. Because in the old days, it used to be this. All right, I want to be a conservative talk show. Raise your right hand. Okay. Let me see your card. Here we go. Stand card. Israel. Second Amendment. No taxes. Social, anti-abortion. Strong family. Okay. Pretty soon people are saying, wait a minute, what? When you remove the Israel component, all of a sudden you say, hey, how are you? What's your name? Anna Kasparian. What? Who are you? I'm Cenk Uygur. What? What are you doing here? I'm with you. You're with me? What do you mean you're with me? I'm with you regarding surveillance and war. I was like, my God, I think you're right. Wow. And who are you? There are people before who. Let me tell you something else. Don't buy all of the all of the bullshit about, for example, our mayor Mamdani, don't think he is this radical or that radical is really about. What people are saying is, if you think no law and order makes sense, they are hurting in LA because people are using it as an open air toilet. There's one thing to tone down ICE. It's another thing. It's another thing to find yourself in the position of, well, to find yourself in the position of basically turning your back on law and order. And this guy, Mamdani, that we've got, he's basically saying, okay, look, I'm not going to. He has Jessica Tisch as our commissioner. And they're basically, okay, let's just, I don't want to change anything. Just don't make a big deal. Okay. He's not stupid. But what is it? Seriously, where is the conservative? Where? Where do you think after everybody turns on this Middle East nonsense, where's Glenn Beck gonna go? Remember, all of these people, they basically came out and said, okay, so we're gonna do. Because for the longest time, they said, okay, so you're for, in fact, oh, yes. You want war with India? Oh, yeah. I mean, India. Iran? Oh, yes. You sure about that? Okay. All right, Glenn. All right, Joe Pags or whoever these people, I don't know. I just discovered this guy there. But there's these loudmouth. And then poor Megyn Kelly, she kind of sort of knows what's going on. Even Piers Morgan, who Mishkino, this poor guy, he just doesn't. He'll only, when you're playing, when you're playing chess, right? And you got your queen there. You put your finger on it, you go, okay, wait a minute. Okay. Is it safe? Okay. And once you take your finger off, it's moved. Well, that's what Megan is going to do. Piers Morgan, right? Going to do this? Okay. It's all right. They killed the Iranian. So it's okay now to say, can I be against Iranian girls being killed? Yes, Piers. Yes, you can be against it. You sure? Okay. You taking my finger off. Oh, okay. That's Piers Morgan. Megyn Kelly, she's like a version of The View. Have you noticed that she doesn't really land? It's never like, wow. When Candace talks, how many times have you said to yourself, holy shit, my God. Candace, you sure you want to say that? Okay. When was the last time you ever said that about Megyn Kelly? Like, wow, Megyn, did you hear what you said? You're against war? It's just, I mean, bless her heart. Her heart's not, she wants to be. How about this kid that they want to just burn because he's some idiot who said, I don't want to work with some Jew company or something like that. First of all, this kid is an idiot. He's a culo. He's a come mierda, as we say in West Tampa. Why would you say that? Why are you forever... Nobody wants you because you come across like an idiot, like a nut. That being said, I heard somebody on Fox News, we should do this. Well, the anti-Semitism says, oh, would you lay off? It's a stupid kid saying something stupid. Goes in, Emily Campagno. She calls it Emily Campagno. I forgot all about these people. I mean, is this dame still on? What does she say? She talks like this. It's for the anti-Semitism. Okay, fine. She's like their version of, the... But let me ask Emily Campagna. If he'd have said something about Christianity, I don't want to work with a Christian, would you have gone on TV and said that? No. If he would have said, I don't want to work with a Catholic, would you have gone on to say no? If he said, I don't want to work with an American or a gay or a Russian or a French or a... No. You have never mounted. Nobody was said, I'm going to make sure this kid never gets a job again. Wow, what did you hear what he said about Turkey? Erdogan? No. Oh, he said they were lower than... Okay, fine. So here's this thing. This is what the Americampaña does not understand. You're doing all this because this stupid kid, and he's stupid, and I disagree with it, but he's too stupid to be, okay, whether he's an anti-Semite, okay, so what? This is what you get bent on shit, because you can sit around and jump in and say, well, I'm upset. Well, I think you should be fired. Well, I think you should go to prison. Well, I think you should be exiled. Because you want to, this is part of your scorecard. Being this conservative means I gotta say this, I gotta say. You don't even know what the hell conservative even means. Never. And they've just lied. It has run. It's like when you shoot anything, an AK-47, a 22, a Casull, a Wildy 475 auto mag, it doesn't matter. You shoot it, and the trajectory ends. And this stupidity, it's uninteresting. Young people don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear it. They don't know what they're doing. So God bless Candace, who starts off, she's going after the most evil people in the world. I don't see anybody on these other stations doing anything like it. Nothing. Nothing. And Candace names, and oh my God, and it makes the connection. She's phenomenal. And these other people, oh yeah, well, she's stupid. It's like, okay, great, that's it? That's the riposte? That's the retort? That's your traverse, your demurrer? That's it? She's stupid. Okay. All righty. Okay. All right. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. This is where we are. Got some very serious concerns about midterms. Very serious. I hope that you read our response to one Hunter Biden, who said that he was very upset with President Trump in having this UFC thing. Because after all, the dignity of the White House, the dignity. And I hope you follow me on X at Lionel Media. Did you do that? Have you followed me on X on Lionel Media? It's pretty good stuff. I want to find this one piece for you. Here's one for you. So today we had, thank God, everybody, New York was nuts. Everybody came out to see this. By the way, I think there's only 3 white players on the team. 3. Is that okay? It's okay with me. Should DEI apply? I don't think so. One might. But in New York City, I'm changing the subject. New York City has roughly 5 million registered voters. This is in the city. 5 million voters. Yet turnout is often embarrassingly pathetic. In 2023, only 7% of eligible voters cast ballots in the primary, and about 12% voted in the general. Even the 2021 mayoral election drew about 23% only of registered voters. That means that 3 out of 4, and sometimes 9 out of 10 New Yorkers simply don't vote, while the minority decides city's future. But when it comes to a team winning a title, well, that's different. We had 1 million plus people. This canyon of, where was it today? Like downtown, like up Broadway, like around. It's like university. It's like near City Hall, kind of. Yeah. The canyon. This is where everybody, MacArthur and all. They don't give a shit about voting. But for this team, wow. This is a story. I saw a very sad story. Did you see the story, honey, in RT? Legendary major oak tree dies at 1,000 years old in England's Sherwood Forest. The ancient tree, famously tied to Robin Hood in the story, failed to sprout a single leaf this year. A sign of the times. 1,000 years old, a tree. So it was so sad. Also, did you hear about this? This monstrosity of the Obama, whatever this library is. It looks, I don't know what the hell it looks like. It looks like, I want to see what the ones who didn't come in. But all these black contractors, they weren't paid. They weren't paid. How about this one? In his latest podcast, Tucker Carlson revisited long-standing questions surrounding intel failures and the events leading up to 9/11, citing a 2001 Fox News investigation by Carl Cameron that explored allegations involving Israeli intelligence and the notorious dancing Israelis incident. Tucker's point was not to declare a verdict, but to merely ask whether every relevant question has been fully examined and whether inconvenient avenues of inquiry have been dismissed too quickly. Do you have a problem with that? The FBI allegedly found no evidence, surprise, surprise, linking the detained Israelis to the attacks themselves and deported them for visa violations. Still, Tucker agrees that skepticism and curiosity are not crimes, especially when discussing one of the most consequential events in modern history. Do you have a problem with that? Predictably, the usual suspects accuse him of irresponsibly trafficking in suspicion, while rational, critical thinkers and investigators praised his willingness to revisit uncomfortable yet valid subjects and challenge conventional wisdom. The debate highlights a growing divide within historians and investigators over foreign policy, intel agencies, and the boundaries of acceptable inquiry. Do you have a problem with that? It's a very good post. Then I've got this one. In 1975, Frank Church stunned America by revealing the CIA's heart attack gun, a near silent weapon firing toxin-laced darts designed to mimic natural death. It symbolized a chilling truth. Intel agencies possessed secret powers far beyond what the public had even imagined. The year is now 2025, September the 10th, and Candace Owens suggests the following Charlie Kirk assassination hypothesis to be examined and explored as an alternative to that of Grandpappy Shooting Iron, an unfired, virtually inoperable, unconnected Mauser 30-06 that trained gunfire detection dogs who could smell a fish fart could not identify or locate. She reminds us that a strategically placed doctored lav mic could deliver a lethal projectile or fragment. That's all. For your consideration, for your review. But no, that's crazy. That's insane. That's beyond the realm of possibility. And who says that? A passel of fubsy, it's a good word for kind of like fat and kind of fubsy intellectual sloths, covered in Cheeto dust and barely able to make it off of their beanbag chairs strategically placed in their parents' rumpus room. But I digress. Unbelievable. I want you to listen to this one. This is the most important. This is the one that I think is really good. And this is about old, what's his name? Old Tucker. By the way, Ronan Farrow's raising his is it hackles? He's coming about. I want to read this to you about our good friend Charlie. It's a damn good one. I mean, not, no, Hunter. It was a great one. I keep saying Hunter Thompson. I got to stop saying that. I want you to read this one. I'll run to read it for you. This is a good one. If I can find it somewhere over the rainbow. Somewhere. Let me see something here. I can always look to see who always likes my stuff. You know who always does it without a doubt? Of course, that is Madam Candace. FBI ties anti-AIPAC site images to foiled UFC White House terror plot. You know, I don't know anything about that terror plot, but, you know, I'm not, you know, I just, you know, I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it. Here's one Candace liked. I've got to hand it to this young lady. Give this young lady credit. She's pursuing an adventurous but ill-fated foray into real Candace Owens enemy territory by attempting to debunk her most recent hypothesis. And she's doing it with the usual ingredients that bespeak a nervous uncertainty, anger, seething rage, unearned certitude, and the incessant dismissal and defamation of an audience whose numbers she can only imagine. The main problem with this delivery is it comes across as strident and most desperate. Try a colder, more dispassionate scientific and clinical approach and avoid the ad hominem. You'll find you'll do much better. Here's a woman who said, this woman Lisa No says, thank you for the word salad. For the word salad that said absolutely nothing. And I've got, let's see, she obviously doesn't understand what I said. Somebody says, LOL, she doesn't understand high IQ. It means she dumbed down. Somebody wrote, this guy Jace Watson says, just because you don't understand his verbiage, it doesn't make it word salad. Lionel's a bit over the top with his huge vocabulary, but he said a lot. He can be more concise at times. I love that. Never tell somebody that. I remember one time we had this guy, Father May. And Father May was terrific. He taught us organic chemistry in high school. And somebody said, Father, that doesn't make any sense. And he says, no, you just don't understand. Huh? It's the most incredible thing. It's just, anyway, no, enough of that. So my friends, I say to you, enjoy these times. Enjoy them. Be wonderful. And please, do yourself a favor. Crazy as it is, see this toy store. If you've got kids, bring your kids. But see this. It's always, it's so interesting. First of all, it's great to be in a theater. How many people were there? Like 500? I have no idea. Yeah, 350 to 400 people. I mean, this was huge. $30, 25, $30, and the kids. And I kept looking over, and they're just like this. And the parents next to them. I loved it because it was the coming attractions were too loud, but anyway. But it was great. They were getting into it. It was a story, and it emphasized the fact of the importance of playing. And this little girl says, I'm too old for toys, but she's not. It's great. She is so sad. And these cool kids, they say, you play with toys because they're on their machine, they're on their devices, and they're weird. And this little girl, and she befriends a black girl named Blake. It's hard to see, but they don't push it. You know, it's just. Do you ever notice how, remember during COVID, everybody had a biracial, everybody, Verizon and CVS, and it was always a black father, white mother. You notice that? It was always a white mother, black father. It's never a white father and a black mother. Don't see that. And you never saw, or you saw two men. And the best part is sometimes they would try to throw in a trans actor or character, and you wouldn't know, is that an ugly guy or weird looking guy, or is that because you can't tell? You can always tell that person is black versus biracial, for the most part. But you can't tell sometimes who's trans. And this is when we had to go through this nonsense. So they didn't do that. They didn't club you with it. They didn't cudgel you and beat you senseless with this. The notion of this biracialism. Okay. It's really good, though. It was really, really, really good. And the expense of this, I don't know about you, but in New York, oh, forget it. But I got to tell you, my friends, there's something very, very, very interesting. Somebody wrote something here, and I just saw this out of the corner of my eye. Somebody says, Susie says, Lionel, I still find it strange how Ivana Trump fell down the stairs when she had an elevator in her apartment. I don't know enough about that, but I will tell you, the fact that you say, that's interesting, I think means something. We'll never have it answered. We'll never have it addressed. But I don't know. We'll never know. And if you bring anything up, you're crazy. And any of my friends, I thank you. Please do me a favor. Make sure you are subscribed. Resubscribe. So we're finding people, we're being unsubscribed. I don't know how this happens. People said, hey, I subscribed to you. So please double check this. Hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Like this video. And also, my friends, I want you to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. It's also Lynn's Warriors on X as well. Lynn's_Warriors. She is, God bless Candace, but my wife has been doing this stuff like you cannot believe. Going to Washington, taking the 3 hours down go to the train, walk up and down 3 hours. But it's brutal. And to be lied to, and to meet with parents, it's just holding pictures of their children who, she's been doing it. She doesn't just talk it. She doesn't talk the talk. She walks the walk and all that. So please follow her at Lynn's Warriors. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. I mean that sincerely. You are terrific. Give yourself a big hand, all right? Give yourself a hand. I thank you. You are so good. And hand farts for you. That's right. By the way, tonight, I'm going to put it, Mrs. L and I were walking back in front of Lincoln Center. Oh, they had salsa dancing and all the and Mrs. L and I were dancing wildly. We do this it's been described as both vile and profane and very suggestive. It's like before the lambada. It's the way we dance. It's not for children, should not see this, but we were engaged. We were caught up in the rhythm, and then they have a big disco ball. What's the thing called? Dance therapy or dance church or something? Dance church. They have this big silver, like the mirrored disco ball right there at Lincoln Center. It was rocking tonight. The ballet here and this and that and it's New York is so alive. And there was this beautiful, the weather was like cool, and the wind. Oh my God. And we're on the west side where the Hudson is. So on days when, when you are walking, Hudson's here, there are buildings here, but when you walk and there's a street, you go straight to the Hudson, you get this wind. It is what, and during the winter, it's freezing, but it's beautiful. Everybody's out, they're dressed up, everybody's terrific. It's wonderful. So in any event, my friend, thank you. I love you. I honestly love you. That's it. Have a great time. We'll see you tomorrow, my friends. Get a good night's sleep. But don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Ta-ta.